Good morning. This is my third day, which is day 2 for DFW Con. It's pretty early. Well, for me it is. I don't got a lot of sleep. I maybe think I could squeeze out maybe 15 more minutes. I don't know. Very excited today. Yeah, I'll keep you guys posted.
Hey, so this is super late, and right now I'm just getting my stuff packed up because I'm about to check out. I think I have my key cards, and yeah, I hope today will be a great day.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
George, are you ready?
Ready.
Let's where it on then. Give us the first one.
I enjoyed meeting you at the DFW conference this year. I am currently seeking representation for my debut novel, Storms, and I discovered on your website that you are looking for thriller manuscripts. Storms is an 85,000-word thriller. This novel is a cross between Mary Higgins Clark meets Linda Castillo. I hope you enjoy it. 27 years after her parents died in a car accident, Marilyn begrudgingly returns to her childhood hometown during storm season to sell the family farm. She plans to stay only 2 days, get in, get out. The nosiest woman in town finally gets it off her chest that there's more to the death of Marilyn's mother and father. Marilyn's father, who served as the town's sheriff, had been building a case against a criminal who escaped capture by killing the sheriff. Old childhood friends continue to seemingly help Marilyn, but she begins to suspect they are helping themselves. As a thunderstorm is building during Marilyn's time home, Marilyn begins to experience nightmares that cloud her memories. She also discovers she was raised in a shroud of lies, all crafted by the town to keep her from the truth, including the fact that the killer is still at large. This entire novel is a race against a deadly storm rolling in and a killer who wants Marilyn dead before she uncovers the truth. I am currently a member of XYZ Writing Group at a local writing school. For your submission guidelines, please find the first 10 pages of my novel pasted below. I look forward to hearing from you.
Not a single go. All right, somebody out there who want to stand up and take a bow before we call it a Let's just get a name. Let us know your name.
Rebecca.
Rebecca, give Rebecca a hand. Okay.
Never before.
So that means all of you are ready to sign contracts to go ahead and represent Rebecca right now, right? Okay, does anybody have anything to say about that one? Anything at all?
Of course.
Okay.
How do I put this? I don't think it's a thriller. I think it's more of a suspense whodunit kind of thing. So you don't have the high action, high stakes, except for life and catching a person. It might be a little misclassified. If you're pitching an agent and you're telling them that you read something about them, it's always good to say why the thing is connected. I think you actually did mention that you read about the agent as representing thrillers, and that's what you're submitting to them. And you sort of work it into your describing the genre and the word count and all of that right at the top. So that's good, except that it's not really a thriller, so it's kind of throwing the agent off and saying, okay, well, where's the high stakes? Where's the big thrill? You know? So that might be a slight setback, but I don't think anybody would stop reading it because of that. We just might be like, okay, it's kind of suspenseful. It sounds pretty good. It's well said, and your bio is pretty good. So good job.
Excellent. Anyone else have comments?
I have one little thing. When you're saying it's like this, it should have been an and instead of a meets, just the way that the sentence was formed. I didn't have a pen to write down what it was, but that sentence just struck me a little bit off. But other than that, I agree about possibly the genre, but I thought it was a good letter.
Yeah, I mean, it does everything a queer letter needs to do. It introduces the character, it introduces the
setting, it tells me what the conflict is and what the stakes of that conflict are, and I have a sense of sort of the interesting hook that makes it special, which is the thunderstorm angle. I think you could probably come up with a better title. It was my only beef with that query letter. Yeah, the title's Storms, right? Just Storms. I think you could come up with something a little flashier than that.
I'm with Patricia on that one. I really like the whole premise is a really tight synopsis and kind of summary of what was going on, but the title I think would be a little bit stronger.
Okay, you guys good? Okay. All right, cool. Perfect query letter writers. Then we're pretty much done. We'll see you all next time. All right, it might go downhill from there, so we'll see. George? Okay, all right.
We met at DFW Con, and as requested, I am sending you my query for Forever 51, which is a dark, comedic mashup between women's fiction and suburban fantasy. Think Thelma and Louise meets Interview with the Vampire. It is 84,000 words and is the first book in a trilogy. Veronica is eternally 51 years old with a proclivity for problematic drinking. Like most hormonally challenged women negotiating the change.
That's 3. All right, we got a little ways into this. Okay, now I believe you were first. What did you go for?
I gone on women's fiction meets urban fantasy. Those are very different genres. Think about a bookstore and where the book would be shelved. They would be shelved in completely different areas. So even if it's a genre blend, I think you want to lean into one of those. Either it's urban fantasy with a strong female protagonist, or it's women's fiction with a dash of magic. I think this one sounds like it's probably urban fantasy with a strong female protagonist.
Okay, interesting, good information. Okay, you were next.
I agree with the genre swap. Should definitely be classified differently. So if I was reading this, that would sort of make me take a step back, right? And then I keep reading for other things. The other thing that got me was, and I hate to judge, and I'm almost there, but a 51-year-old vampire, I don't think I would want to read about it.
Interesting. Okay. And then down here, next
I mean, so similar to that, and I've heard about this scuttlebutt that might cloud my views a bit, but I was already kind of not feeling it when I heard the comps, but when I realized you're using kind of dancing around some phrases to explain some of the issues, I felt like you're just trying a bit too hard. It's too convinced of its own cleverness. I think it needs to be a bit more straightforward, especially if you're aiming for a comedic angle. You should present everything first before you start making jokes.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, George, let's go right to another one.
Fatty, Fatso, Tubby, Lardass. Rose has heard them all. Despite reaching 425 pounds by the age of 16, she feels invisible. Her family would rather pretend she's not there instead of actually helping her. Her all-star brother is too busy with football practice, and her mom seems to only have eyes for her new girlfriend, Donna. Rose can't help but fill the void with food. Beanpole, skeleton, chopstick, skinny bitch. Juliet is wasting away. With her dad in prison and her mom too busy trying to move on with her own life, a little boy she calls the monster takes over to make sure that Juliet tops the scale at only 100 pounds. It's all part of the plan, and Juliet seems to believe the monster is the only truthful person out there. Thinking the only way to save her daughter's life, Juliet's mom unwillingly ships her off to Shining Oasis Rehab Center for eating disorders. Rose has her own problems after being forcefully sent to Hidden Hollow Fat Camp in hopes to lose enough weight to get gastric bypass surgery. Desperately trying to cope with their summer situation, they run into each other on an eating disorder chat room. Through a series of private messages, the girls find that even though they look different on the outside, the struggle over body issues is the same on the inside. Life's Not Fair, at least for me, 55,000 Words, is a coming-of-age story that explores the difficulties teenagers face with body image while exploring unlikely friendships. Told from the point of views of Rose and Juliet, you really get to understand the struggles they both face with body image. I have taught reading and writing to a range of students from 4th to 8th grade over 12 years. Growing up, I struggled with body issues myself, and the books I checked out from the library never had characters like me. I have a bachelor's in education and I'm currently working toward my master's in advanced literary construction. I attend various writers' conferences whenever I can. I would love to send you more of Rose and Julia's story, and hope to hear from you soon.
Another winner? Okay, does anyone want to stand up? Oh, it's not a single going on that one either. Who do we have back there? Very nicely done. Okay, tell us your name.
Laura Goki.
Give her a big round of applause. Look at that. Have we ever had two winners that close together? I think everybody's really stepped up their query letter game, probably because of us doing so. I'm going to take full responsibility for that. Okay, anybody want to talk about that one? Yeah?
I think it's really topical. I think it's really on point for the young adult market right now. As a personal thing, I might have liked them to meet in person. Maybe they do at some point rather than have it all be online, especially because I feel like if they've both been sent to kind of different camps, I think their external access would have been limited. That's just me, maybe I'm wrong. I also think these days 55,000 is a little on the short side for a young adult, and so I would take a look and see if there was anything you wanted to expand or talk more about. Not if it's going to be filler, if the story really is finished at 55,000 words, then it is. But I would really suggest maybe looking at it again and seeing if you can bump up that word count.
All right, good information. Anyone else?
Yeah, I agree with the short word count. Maybe 10,000, 20,000 would be ideal. I thought, more. Right? plus 10,000. It's a very delicate and popular topic, and I think a lot of us have some kind of issues with food, and we're all always on. Raise your hand if you've been on a diet in the last year, right? So I think a lot of people, not just teenagers, will sympathize and connect with your story. You actually have strong crossover appeal. My issue with your story, and if I would probably figure this out reading your synopsis if you were to submit to me. Even though you have a really good premise and a hook towards reading the story, and really good characters, and I love the contrast between the two and the different side of the issues, I feel like you're sort of missing a plot arc in your pitch. You might have it in the story, but you want to make that more evident to tell us what's at stake and why we want to read it other than connecting with them and reading about something that we're interested in or suffering ourselves. Tell us sort of what the journey will be for them, okay?
I will say that I was a little bit wary that mostly what we know about both characters is what other people call them. Like, you've set up the structure of the query with this conceit of both of them are completely defined by their weight. But I am not sure, just from reading the query, if that's also going to be true in the manuscript. Like, in the manuscript, I would be looking for these characters to have interests, friends, other things going on. So that's the case where I would scroll down to the pages and just see, do the pages look like they're rounding out these characters a little bit more than the query is?
I actually thought about that too, but then I sort of stepped back and thought, that's the problem though, because they both feel like they are defined by their weight and how they look and how other people judge them, so I kind of, that's how I felt.
And I think that actually might tie into something we won't worry about, the low word count. The characters are thin, the book is a little thin. Is there enough substance in them besides just being defined by their eating disorders, by their weight? Of course, we will have to read the sample to determine that or not, but I think that's something that's all the back of our minds, even if it's the genre doesn't necessarily good take on it.
Right, and I see a lot of, what are the stakes? I see a lot of the internal conflict, but I'd be interested in sort of what the external conflict is, sort of a little bit more of that sort of thing.
All right, good information. Okay, George, let's go on to another one.
Jeremiah spends his 12th birthday trapped at home recovering from a heart attack. He wants to get out of the house and play soccer with his friends, instead of the transplant that would set him free. His doctors bring him a pig named J6. The oinker immediately belly flops on Jeremiah's birthday cake and ruins his first kiss. The little piggy, this little piggy, has got to go. J6 is the only one of his brothers that survived the doctors at the medical lab. Now, he will do anything to protect his adopted family. Right after the doctor drops him off, he saves his new home from a cake inferno. Still...
That was just two.
Hey. Still sticking with frosting, he rescues Jeremiah from a feeble zombie child.
Okay. Something happened there. It wasn't even like they were moving towards it. It was just something like, ah, my God. Okay, I think there was two at the same time. Okay, somebody want to tell us what you've gone for? Something about the words cake inferno, I think?
It wasn't just that phrase. I started sort of losing interest in not knowing what was happening.
Okay.
I started spacing out. Maybe I'm tired.
Maybe too much. maybe too much information? Or?
Too much about the piggy, and I'm really wondering, is the piggy the main character, or is the pig? Why is this relevant? And I sort of no actual hook or arc, so it turned me off a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of felt, even just from that first paragraph, like there were several different premises in the book. Like there's the pig, and there's the heart transplant, and the girl that he wants to kiss, and it just seemed like a lot. And also, the cake inferno was kind of the last straw then, because I started to get kind of confused about tone. Like it started to feel like it was maybe going to be a little like over the top gimmicky for me, and that's when I would have stepped back and stopped reading.
And then we had two at the end. You guys both gone to the same time. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think for the same reason.
Yeah, I mean, I really was stuck on figuring out what's going on with the 12-year-old and their heart transplant. I'll give you the pig, okay, maybe there's something like an animal companionship, friendship that develops there, but then when you go to zombies, you evolve.
Yeah, I mean, the beginning was already cloyingly bucolic, and then once you start introducing this overblown statement, the cake inferno, I almost done there, and then we start introducing the supernatural zombies, like this is massive, turned into a book.
Very, very interesting. Okay, so it might have been there's just, oh, you have something to say?
Yeah, I agree. There's too much going on, and I was about to gone when we hit the zombie part, but people already had. But there's too much going on. But also, I had a question because I don't read a lot of middle grade. I would assume with a 12-year-old protagonist that this is middle grade. But I got the idea that the kid was going to have a perspective, and that's when you would have lost me. But then I don't do a lot of middle grade, so maybe that is not a problem. But the boy was going to have a perspective. I think the pig was going to have a perspective, and then zombies, and it's just a lot.
Yeah, I gonged afraid everyone else was gonging, I think, for zombies, which I'm not opposed to zombies, but I started getting confused in that second paragraph of sort of what the overall, where we were going with this, and then there's a lot of extra elements, and again, like as people said, tone was getting a little bit confused as well.
I think this could kind of show.
Okay, let me say something.
Yeah.
I'll ask you a question. We later find out that J6's heart is a perfect DNA match for Jeremiah for a transplant. No.
Okay. So I have some good information here. So this can kind of show you how sometimes there can be a disconnect between the writing and the query letter, because I got to hear some of this earlier today. This is the actual writing of this. And everybody in the room loved it. I really loved it. I was into it. I told the person I would read this book. So maybe it was just that the query letter was kind of, it didn't explain it succinctly enough. We'll say that.
So when you're describing the gist of your story, the blurb of your book, think of it as the description that goes in the back of the jacket of your book. So your blurb or your book description should only be describing what happens in the book, the gist of it, the main plot, not all of the subplots. And when you throw everything in there in the kitchen sink, it's just too much and you'll lose the interest. So if you focus on the one thing that's clever, the thing that's really important, the thing that transforms the boy, the thing that matters, what's at stake, that's what's going to hook us into reading it. But if you have all of these elements, I mean, after a while, I'm just like, what, somebody's heart, what's happening? And the pig was such a big part. It was just too much. I mean, if you have a boy that needs a heart transplant and has a pet big, that's adorable. And then you give me more, and then a little bit of the snarky attitude on top of it, sort of thrown in the middle, you sort of get thrown off with the tone as well. So that's probably why I might have actually gone back to read it again to try to figure out how to fix it. But that's how you lose their interest.
If you have some really like off the wall or unusual elements, it might work in the book, but it sometimes makes sense to just leave them out of the query letter. Because with the query letter, you want me to feel intrigued, you don't want me to feel confused. So if it's something that needs a lot of explanation or build-up or context, sometimes it's better to just hold off on it and let the reader find out themselves when they get into the book.
And counterpoint to that, sorry, I know this is going on long about the one, but counterpoint to that, if it is just a quirky, odd book, start with that. Because starting with the transplant sets us up with one set of expectations. So if it's going to be just a quirky, funny, humorous book, start with, a boy, a pig, and a zombie apocalypse. I mean, but start off with the tone that sets us up for this is going to be a humorous, quirky book, and then our expectations are different. And then throwing things in there that seem a little random makes sense because of the type of book it is.
All right, very good.
Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Let's hope I'm right side up. Is this it? Okay, there we go. Bit of unfortunate news. I didn't get a chance to pitch this weekend. I had my days wrong. I could have swore the gentleman said Sunday, and I get it. He was frazzled. I'm not blaming anybody. I should have just checked a lot better, but that's more on me. A little disappointed, but it is what it is, and thankfully I'm not putting all the value of the ticket on the pitch itself, but rather all the information I'm learning, and for that I'm really happy that that's happening. So I'm here right now. We're in a lunch break right now. Heavily breathing because I just ran up some stairs. But we are getting close to getting ready to start some classes soon. I think I have to get ready for that. So not classes, but seminars, talks, presentations. I don't know. Yeah, this is the final day for the convention, for DFW Con. Yeah, pretty much. I'm still a little bummed about it, I'll admit, but it's not the big thing. I'm going for self-publishing anyway, but it would have been nice to get some experience of what it's like to pitch. That would have been cool. But there will be other opportunities, and hopefully with you guys watching, help me build a platform, and who knows, maybe I'll pitch again sometime very soon. I still have my goal, so yeah, I'm gonna get back to it. So I'm in the final seminar, and it's relevant to what this is, of course, based on building a YouTube platform. So very excited, and hopefully the information is super in-depth. This is the last class, and while all of them have been extremely informative, this is actually the one I'm most excited to focus on. So I'll keep you guys updated and let you know what's up.
I started off by saying that my debut novel came out. It's going on a lot of vacations. It's got a little recorder on here. This is a crappy video camera. This is total crap of a video camera. So I stopped using it, and I've actually re-recorded some of the videos I tried to do at the time because they looked and sounded terrible. So I then got a very nice webcam, high definition webcam, Logitech. It's got microphones on either side. Best webcam I've owned. Crappy for what it is I want to do. It's a terrible camera for the types of videos that I want to make. But whenever I do Skype calls, this is the one I use. I don't use anymore. Now, once I started actually getting a lot of money on YouTube, I did upgrade, and I got this little Sony Handycam, right? Yeah, look at that nice little thing. This is a great camera. If I was gonna follow my kid like playing soccer or going to a dance recital, this camera sucks. I call this thing buyer's regret. Why? Because it doesn't have the depth of field to have me and basically the wall behind me perfectly in focus, where I've got all my books and I want people to read the spines of them. And I talk with my hands a lot. And evidently, because I'm so close to the camera, I talk with my hands a lot. It does these weird little line things. It looks like a bad acid trip. This is a terrible camera. But the best camera I've used, that I keep coming back to, is right here. This is a Samsung, 2 generations old. This is an S7. They got much nicer ones out there now. I had this thing in my pocket the entire time. It didn't cost me a dime. And it didn't cost me $2,000 to get a better thing out there.
So I just made it home in the last 15 minutes or so, and I'm about to do a YouTube or a Facebook live video. My secret is I don't wear any pants when I do this, so let's get it. Okay, so that was the end of my trip. I will be recording something a little later. Right now I'm kind of just revamping a few things. I changed the name of the channel to my real name, Yuri Medina. Let's see, what else did I do? I was really watching something, but then I realized that I'm missing out on something important. My author page is legit now. Yes. Yeah, I'm just trying to set this up. Tomorrow I'm going to go full ham on it. I still got videos to edit, so expect to see this a lot more as well. I'm thinking for my Facebook page, I think more than anything, I'm probably going to do a lot of live stuff, pretty much watching me churn out. It's what I wanted to do on my YouTube channel initially, but I figured for YouTube, I should probably do more focused stuff. Do things that are organized better, scripted at least. Like this will be the rough and tumble of it, you know, just me doing live stuff while I'm working, see me doing my thing. Plus, you know, having this up will keep me accountable for sure. I'm going to go ahead and just keep doing that. I'm going to officially close this. I'll have to come up with a video for the note reading, because I've already told a bunch of people about that, so keep watch for that. Okay, this was day 3 for DFW Con, which would be day 2 for the con itself. But overall, it was a great adventure. I hope I'm lighted okay. I'm just gonna move my light up. There we go. Hopefully you can see my face. But yes, DFW Con was a great con. I had a really good time. I'm glad I met the people that I did. And yeah, I spoke about it in the live video on the group page. So yes, yeah, that'll be it. Alright guys, I will see you again for another video. Bye bye. Oh my god. I can't stop avoiding these goddamn stops.